Hello, Mark.
Hi, Joey. How are you?
I started normal because we just talked about this.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah. What are we doing this episode?
We're living
look
it
at all
up.
this stuff near us.
We're drinking.
Yeah.
We're talking. We're chatting. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
I'm back from Italy. I'm back from Europe.
We got Euromark here this week.
Euromark is in the building. I'm going to share kind of some observations and some of the high points of the European mindset and why I miss it so damn much.
Back for 1 week and ready to go right back. We get into some news.
Yep.
We get into we get into all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. We just have a light conversation.
Yeah.
It's 4 weeks since we've been podcasting, and we're half a bottle of wine deep on this one. So enjoy.
Enjoy. Welcome to the Toronto Livings Podcast, a conversation about all things Toronto with a focus on real estate, the culture, and of course, the food.
I'm Mark Savel.
And I'm Joey Virgilio.
And we're realtors with Sage Real Estate, working together as a Toronto Livings team with a focus on helping you buy better, sell higher, and of course, having a little bit of fun along the way.
Buongiorno, Joey.
Hola, Mark. Yeah.
Still was not in Mexico, but I like that you're still on the Ola vibes.
Yeah, we have to be.
We have a running joke wherever I travel, Joey greets me with Ola. And during our friendship, we've not even been in Mexico.
No, but outside of Canada is an Ola-worthy event. Yeah.
Well, benvenuto, which is welcome in Italian. We're back.
We're back.
Missed you, man.
We are back. I know. It's been a whole month that we've even seen each other in person.
Yep. 4 weeks.
I missed you, man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back in the swing of things podcasting wise as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back in.
Do you know what episode we're at?
This is 60.
Episode 60.
Yeah, we're at 60.
We left the people on pause from 59 to 60.
59. Yeah, it was an anticipation.
Could have planned that a bit better on our end, but here we are.
So this week we're getting into, let's a little bit of a catch-up week.
Yeah, I'm still in the Euro mindset, so we're going to slowly ease our way back into business.
Yeah.
We're not going to hit you with the stats and facts so quickly, partially because they've been garbage, and partially because I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured we'd just have a conversation of, we spent 3 weeks in Europe and really saw a lot of cultural differences and way of life differences that I think we need to adopt here a little bit more.
Yeah, it's funny. Whenever you break from the North American style culture, you really feel that change.
And it took me like a week before I was able to like turn off the Toronto mindset and be like, this is not home. It's time to like just enjoy what we have here.
Yeah, yeah. To actually shut off, actually just enjoy, relax, enjoy the sun.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
it was hot.
The wedding that you were at, which looked insane.
Wedding was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, one of my travel partners is again behind the camera. Maybe we'll get him out for a drink. We'll see. We went with a big group of us. It was about 8 of us? 6 of us? 6 of us.
Yeah.
Plus the bride and groom. Big wedding. Good friend of ours, Adam and Kenda. Adam from Lisbon House fame.
Lisbon House.
One of our favorite podcasts.
Hotel. Yeah.
Lisbon Hotel. Oh, I always love Lisbon Hotel. He got married, him and Kenda. It was a stunning wedding. I'll get into that a little bit. But I think I should start off with a little gift for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, the gift is here.
The gift is here. Well, I'm not the gift. I brought you a gift. Do you remember what I got you in Portugal?
Yeah.
What was it?
Sardines.
Smelly, stinky, maybe not your most sought after gift.
Yes.
In a similar theme, I brought you a boot. But this time, I filled it with some sweet and savory limoncello.
Oh my God. This thing is a piece of art.
You can hang it on your wall.
It's got a heel. Oh my God.
You could drink it when we do our market episode.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to need that for the next one. Yeah. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah, enjoy.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Which, now where is this from exactly?
So this bottle itself, really cool story behind it. This came from the duty free at the Rome airport.
I love it.
They cultivated it in some factory and I bought it for you just before I got on the plane because I was like, damn, I forgot Joey sardines. So that's the story of limoncello. Yeah. But actually, our other friend Jay, he did a full tour in Sorrento, how they make it and the whole history. And,
amazing.
So he's got some brewing. Maybe we'll try to get some homemade stuff from him
once
you finish your store
yeah,
bought.
First I'll do this. Yeah.
And then when I landed, I got a gift too.
Oh, let's hear it.
So our good friend Joey Cash.
Joe Cash.
Remember when I was talking about Hongqing and the wine that was like sparkly on my tongue?
Yeah.
With the nummy wings?
Yes. Yeah.
So he's like, I listened to that episode and I got you a bottle.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, he got it from Tironi has a distribution on the East End near where he lives.
Oh, love it.
And
Yeah.
he got us a delicious bottle. Which,
that's amazing.
if you're up for it. Marky, you can have some too. He left the studio.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's got his own Euro mindset. Shall we maybe
I like that.
crack some bubbly?
Yeah, let's do it. This is episode 60. This is the time.
Time to let loose.
Yeah.
I'm still in Europe. I'm not losing my Europe bubble.
The first 5 minutes of this podcast, we're cracking booze. Booze is being passed around like nothing.
So this, unbeknownst to me when I had it at Hongqing, was a very, it's a Sicilian bottle of wine, sparkly wine, you can call it.
Yeah.
Which was fitting because we were in Sicily in the second part of our trip.
Oh, amazing.
Which was absolutely stunning, and we'll get into that. But maybe we should start as we always do, as I attempt to open this bottle with one hand.
Yeah.
With how was your week and where did you eat?
Oh, how was my 3 weeks? How was my 4 weeks?
What did you eat for the last 4 weeks, Joey? We got lots of time on this episode.
You know what? I actually no, nothing crazy came to mind, but I do need to mention that Sandwichito came around.
Saw that.
I have to mention it.
I saw that.
They had a one-off pop-up situation.
Saw that.
And my plan was to go. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but he apparently did very well that day.
Slammed.
Yeah.
Good for him.
As per usual, honestly.
Super Seb. Shout out Sebastian.
Yeah.
Love the guy. Love what he cooks even more.
Yeah.
That was my biggest regret being in Europe. I'm like,
You missing?
can I somehow make this work?
We change our dates a little bit.
Yeah. And you know what? Age was down. She's like, oh, for Sebastian? I mean, so you didn't make it out to it? You weren't
No,
able to?
unfortunately didn't make it,
Yeah.
but I'm keeping my eye out, man. If he posts when he's about to come up
Yeah.
and bubble up and surface, he posts about it.
He's due for a summer tour, I think. He's got a good 4 weeks to really, look at me. I'm just dropping.
I know you did it all one-handed. That was impressive.
Should I use my...
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be like those classy guys like on the Instagram videos.
Yeah, and knock the whole top of it off.
But I'm going to use your limoncello boot to... Probably not a good idea.
What do you need?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, you got...
Yeah,
I see.
Classy. We're going to drink out of whiskey cups.
Look at this.
Yeah, beautiful crystal whiskey cups.
I'm all for it.
I'm sure millions of listeners are cringing at this faux pas. But you know what? I'm still in a Europe vibe.
Yeah. No, I feel you. And then, hold on. I got to shout out one more thing.
Okay.
I got to shout out Riverside Burger again.
Okay.
Because I've been in the East End so much, and I've been secretly having burgers. I have not told Molly this, but I've been secretly having burgers every time I'm out there. I'll stop and get a couple of Riverside burgers.
Swing it couple at a time?
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah.
I got to get you back in range.
2 is normal, man. 2 is like baseline, and then anything above, that's gluttonous.
That's a treat.
Yeah.
Hey, respect. I love it. Live life. Eat food. I put on 10 pounds.
Hey.
Legit in Europe.
Did you?
Yeah, 100%.
Straight muscle, right?
No. Straight burrata cheese and all the beer you could think of. And it's wild. I'm not a big beer drinker, but we were drinking it like water there.
When the sun is hitting,
Yes.
it's the best drink.
It was an average of 42 degrees in the shade every day.
Yeah. Water, beer, it's just like, it's the perfect combination of I don't know, beach.
It just hits different.
Did you do a lot of beach?
Sicily was all beach. Barcelona, we didn't make it to a beach. Mallorca, we had 1 day at the beach. That was a whole event in itself. 2 days, a day and a half. What was the second day? Oh, the beach club. Yeah.
Beach club.
Yeah. Sorry, my travel partner is just correcting the schedule. Shall I pop this?
Let's do it.
All right. You want to count me down?
All right. 3,
In Italian.
trois,
Due.
uno. Oh, we did.
Salud.
There we go.
Welcome. Welcome back to episode 60. Benvenuto.
There we go.
We're going to call this the sippy wine episode.
Slide that just in case.
Look at the color on that.
I didn't expect it to be.
You sure you don't want to try some? Go grab a cup. Switch the cups around.
Yeah. Hold on.
This is a sloppy episode. So like I said, we're just getting our feet wet here and our tongues too.
Yeah, we're getting just back in the swing of things, and this is going to help make it easier to swing
Ease into the
it.
flow of it. Yeah. Mamma mia. Should I start with my food scene?
Yeah, let's hear it because this is going to be Very interesting.
I'm gonna super high level it. Legit put on 10 pounds. I measured myself when I left, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna be walking so much. It's gonna be amazing." And vacations aren't meant for holding back. You got to just eat it all.
You're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We had more croquettes than I think anyone ever expected us to. I don't know. How do you want to do this? I don't think he wants to be on air.
Oh, okay.
Our super secret behind the scenes guys.
Yeah. You pull right off the camera.
Yeah. Make sure you put that wine back though. Well, we're gonna do a little salute before we get into it.
All right.
Glad to be back.
Yep. Welcome
Missed
back.
you. Missed the podcast. Salute, my travel
cheers.
partner.
Yep.
Cheers. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Thank you.
it's
Yeah, the fermented. Yeah, fantastic. It's refreshing.
yeah, it is.
I'm back. Our friend off air also experienced 2 days in Barolo in like one of the best wine districts in Italy. So
Oh, his palate is up here.
he's elevated. He's not on my peasant level. He's like dukes and kings level. I'm like just a farmer in the field. Let me do my thing.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Usually, like at my grandparents' house, it's half wine and you throw the ginger ale in there.
Ginger ale, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Coke and wine. You ever done that?
No,
Yeah, that's the thing in my house.
is it?
Yeah.
That's I never heard that.
Growing
one.
up, yeah. Coke and wine. Yeah. With spaghetti.
Like red wine and
Red wine and Coke,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. What color does that turn by the end of it?
Don't know, but it tastes great. We'll try that next week. This is slowly morphing into a food and wine show.
Sorry. Yes.
Foods, we ate like kings. Like we really did it up in terms of the food scene. Like there was no restaurant that went unturned. My wife, Adriana S, super planner. She got us rezzos at one place in February that we had in Barcelona. And that was probably my favorite Barcelona meal. What was it called? Conte. No, I think it was Conte. I don't know. I'm going to put it in the show notes. It was fantastic. It was the best valued meal we had, and the just level of service, the food. We had octopus, we had croquettes, we had all these incredible things. It was just over the top. We were in the Gothic Quarter in Barcelona, and actually Marky stumbled upon this little place. He's like, let's go check this place out. Highlight for me, which I have to ask my wife to make for me here because I don't cook. These like deep fried zucchini fries, like chips.
Oh, they're like
almost.
fries.
No, like chips.
Thin cut, thin slice.
Like on the mandolin.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were fantastic with like a reduced balsamic vinegar, like a thick syrupy vinegar on top. That was Bar Conte.
Bar Conte.
You got to book that well in advance. She's like, we got to be there for 1. And I'm like, oh, she's just, trying to keep us on track here. And we were there 15 minutes early. And by the time the doors opened up, there was a lineup of 20 people.
Wow.
Yeah. And some guys were like, we had to get here now just to try to, we don't have a rezo. We're going to just try to squeeze ourselves in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Service is incredible. Wine, fantastic. The server suggested most of our items on that meal. And that was like top notch.
Love
Barcelona.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mallorca, we had that other place. Can't remember the name of it. I don't remember the name of a lot of things today. That was really good. That was a Michelin recommended one we had in Mallorca. That's when we kind of all got back together. So we really went out on that one. It was fantastic.
Yep.
But the wedding at Adam and Kenda's, the food at Adam Kenda's wedding, just...
The wedding itself looked insane.
So you were probably referencing the welcome party.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the wedding.
Oh, that was the shaving cream.
That was the welcome party.
Oh,
That
okay.
was absolutely stunning. Open air museum. They had the courtyard to themselves. They had a paella. Oh my God, that was probably 6 feet in diameter. It just looked like art. You didn't even want to eat it. And when you did, it tasted even better than the finest art you've ever seen. They threw one hell of a welcome party. Adam got shaving cream, and it was an Arab tradition where they shave him of some sort. So he got shaved, let's call it. Luckily, no real knives were used. Croquettes, new favorite thing.
Croquettes.
Yeah. Miniature balls with like rice balls with different stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
They had this mushroom one. I think I smashed a dozen of them. Like no shame.
Like people walking around the trays. Oh, yeah.
They knew where to stop because we were just, that was, next level. But the wedding was also spectacular. They did that up in the valley in Mallorca. Obviously, never been to Mallorca before. It's about a 30-minute plane ride from Barcelona, and really worthwhile stop if you're ever in that part of the world to go to Mallorca. We stayed in the old town, super safe, great food. Bar Nicholas, shout out Bar Nicholas. They also did the cocktails.
All of them are bar something.
Yeah. Bar Sonnet, it's all. I don't know, I guess it's the thing. I didn't even pick up on that. Good eye there. And God bless Adri. She tried to book us a reservation January 2nd in the hills of Mallorca. We took a 45-minute cab ride up there, and we show up in our North American mindset of like reservation 9:30 email. Yeah, no, we don't have it. She's like, no, you don't understand. Here's our reservation. He's like, I see it, but you're not on our list. So fortunately, they were super accommodating. They did their best to try and make it as magical as they could, but we did not get into the restaurant that night with the reservation booked January 2nd.
Really?
Yep. It's like, it's not possible. That's like the most European thing to say to someone. It's just not possible. Sorry. And they squeezed us into a restaurant next door, but super disappointed that we didn't get to experience that. She booked it January 2nd.
That's so crazy.
And we had everything. He's just like, but I'm like, you have to honor this. He's like, why? I'm telling you, you're not getting in. Like, in a polite way, but still, it was just very much like, you're not coming in tonight.
That's so funny. Yeah, what a different mentality.
Yeah. In Barcelona, we decided one night to tackle the town. We went out late and we tried the Golden Arches. McDonald's.
The McDonald's
in Barcelona.
What's it like?
Fantastic.
Is it everything identical?
In terminology, yes. Yeah. In taste, next level.
Better?
Yeah.
It's like real stuff.
It was real.
Get out of here.
Like as funny as that may sound, Age was eating the McChicken and she's like, this really tastes like chicken. I took a bite of it. I'm like, that is chicken. That wasn't like minced up. That was proper chicken. Like you could see the strings of the chicken breasts.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that in McDonald's over here.
No.
It's just white and just chunks.
Just chunks, right? That like, I don't know, like that clumpy texture.
Yeah.
This was proper fantastic. The fries, I don't know about you and fries, but like when we were like, early 2000s, the fries tasted proper. Now I don't know what they taste like. It's so different.
Right.
But they tasted like early 2000 fries.
The real potato. Man. I'm gonna have to make a trip just for McDonald's.
I try to make it a point of trying the McDonald's in every place.
I can only imagine there's
to reference.
Is there lineups? Like, is it a busy place?
Well, we were there at 1 a.m.
Oh, so yeah. So no.
And there was like minor lineups. Like, yeah. There were still people there.
It's still busy.
Yeah, it's still busy. Like the tables were full, but Europe's just different. You don't go out until 9, 10 o'clock and you come home at 2 o'clock every day. And that's just the norm. And
right.
You're up. He was up at like 6, 7 o'clock walking the streets. Us a little later. We're not as in shape as certain people, but yeah, we did the Golden Arches and that was fantastic.
Okay. So Golden Arches, that's worth a trip.
Yeah.
When you don't get your reservation honored, Golden Arches.
If you're ever abroad, try McDonald's. That's my no. Barcelona had a really good thing. Lots of paella. Mallorca paella, I think, had a slight advantage over Barcelona paella.
Yeah, but paella.
Yeah,
or paella.
It's spelled paella, but it's pronounced paella.
Paella.
Yeah. You have to whisper it.
Okay.
Yeah. Very romantic.
Paella.
Paella. So yeah, that's I think that's a good recap.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to talk about Italy food because that's a show on its own.
Right. Yeah.
I'll get into it a little bit later. That was that was good. Shall we maybe take it back to some news you can use?
Yeah.
I was gone for 3 weeks, touch base, and I'm like, anything happened while I was away? Like anything?
Yeah. A little bit.
Kind of like everything.
Yeah. Couple things took place.
Presidential assassination attempt.
Yep.
Biden steps off the ticket.
Yep.
Toronto gets
flooded.
2 months of rain in an hour.
Yes.
CrowdStrike has a Y2K outage and half the internet's down.
Yep.
Like what?
Yeah.
Why did I come home?
You missed a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. The world just started falling apart the second you left.
Yeah. But you guys got it all together. It's still functioning well. It looks.
We
like.
brought it back for just for in time for your arrival.
Appreciate that. Appreciate to be back in a somewhat normal society. All right. Well, let me maybe get into something on a little bit more serious note. We always talk about water tank rentals. It's a very Ontario thing. A lot of people have them. We also advise against renting your water tank. You just buy it out over a 5-year span. It's far cheaper.
Yep.
But for those of us that do have rentals and had an account with Enbridge, you'd often see a charge from Enercare. Well, as the month of July came around, they've split the bills. So you now have to sign up specifically for your water bill with Enercare.
I'm on board for it.
I'm calling that because I think a lot of people are going to miss this and they're going to get hit with a lot of late fees and dings.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. I do like the idea. because you actually,
You can see.
it's separated. Yeah.
It's separate. It's cleaner.
Yeah.
I don't know why the two are combined. It made your bill look super high, but they're separate now. So if you have a rental and you're with Enercare, formerly Enbridge, they've sent you like 20 letters in the mail. Open them up. You got to separate the two accounts and start set up your payments for it because you're going to get
So funny. Yeah. Late fees and weird stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. The transition's going to be, as always, it's going to be rough.
Yeah. It caught me by surprise. So I missed the deadline. I just was traveling and everything. And I came back and I was like, what are those 7 Enercare letters all about from my grandmother's house?
Yeah.
And then I opened it up and I was like, okay, time to get this straight. So that's my word of the day.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the good news? So we did have, we had a flood, an assassination attempt. Joe Biden's gone. But interest rates, we have positive news. They came down again.
Hallelujah.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. So prime rate came down from originally 5% now to 4.5%. And I'll take it. I hear a lot of people saying it's not going to make that much of a difference. Sure. But this is 2 in a row at this point. So now that we're moving in a very good direction. And I think we're on track to actually coming back to normal.
Yeah, like we said, we want to see it kind of settle somewhere in the 3% range would be still fiscally responsible and not like a cheap money scenario.
Yeah.
We still got a ways to go for that, but I will take every quarter they give us.
100%.
Yeah, it adds up. Like we're looking at our bills now with these 2 drops, we're saving about $300 a month.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
100%. And it's not, the conversation isn't, this is the last one. The conversation is there's more to come.
Yeah.
Like I said, hopefully we settle somewhere in the 3s by the end of this whole thing.
Yeah. And the 2025-ish to be somewhere in there, I think would be a good place. But yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So the good news of the day.
Yeah. You want some dumb news?
Let's hear it.
Our beloved city councilors had a very important vote on whether or not they should rename certain streets in honor of the Queen, Taylor Swift. She's coming here in, I don't know if it's November, December, something like that. And they voted to change streets around Toronto.
I don't know how to react to this. I was reading this when I was also putting the notes together, and I literally was just reading for the whole thing, and my jaw was on the floor, and I was like, I don't even know what to say back to it. This is a topic of conversation, and we're thinking about changing street names to what? To like Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift?
They're all like cheeky, like one Taylor Swift way. Councillor McKelvey dropped like all these little like double entendres about like lyrics from her song and why we should do it. So like make the whole place shimmer. I mean, that's all I got. I'm not really a Taylor Swiftie here. They're going to have a tailgate. See what they did there? Tailgate. Yeah.
Tailgate.
For those who can't afford $20,000 tickets, you could attend tailgate. And
you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
I'm all for
wordplay.
In all seriousness, they are also like, I think Councilor McKelvey realized there will be heavy criticism on this. So the plan is this is going to be a very minimal cost, and they're going to be donating these signs to the Daily Bread Food Bank. What purpose they'll have with them, I don't know.
Yep.
But I guess it's just to say it won't be a complete waste.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're months away from Young Dundas Square becoming Swifty Square. That's where they're going with this. Yeah.
She's the biggest artist. You know what? Good for you, Tay Tay.
Is she though? Because I saw Coldplay. And I got to tell you,
this also blows my mind still.
Coldplay is I would say, I don't know. I'm going to put them up there with Taylor Swift and their ability to pack concerts.
I couldn't believe what you told me about and the amount of people that were at that show.
4 concerts, 72,000 passionate, screaming Italians.
That's insane.
4 sold out shows. We got tickets.
Yeah, I can't even believe. First off, I can't believe you got tickets.
I got them far less than as advertised when we were talking about this a few episodes back. So they were like as high as not as high. They were average 1,500 to 1,800 Canadian.
That's crazy.
A ticket. Yeah, we full disclosure grabbed them for I think $350 a ticket.
Okay,
which not
that's
cheap,
like but it's like a good concert.
Yeah.
You know, that's like good seats at a decent concert.
I was very okay with that price.
Yeah.
And after seeing the concert they put on, like I would see them any day of the week again. Yeah, it was spectacular. So
they blew you away, which is the crazy part.
They absolutely. I'm a Coldplay fan. I'm not a Swiftie level fan. Like I'm not a hardcore fan.
Yeah.
But after this concert, I might be.
You turned into one.
Oh, I've been listening to Coldplay.
Live concerts do that too. But that's the thing. They're like ancient. That's Yellow.
Yeah.
What do they have? Yellow.
Scientist, Yellow, Viva La Vida.
Viva La Vida.
But what I'll say is this. They
they've been
do
around a long
have
time.
a lot of tracks that you probably don't know are Coldplay on the radio today. Like they've really evolved their sound from especially like the Scientist days and the Yellow days. They're into a lot more of like popular, like techno's not really the right term, but there's a lot of songs you're like, oh, that's Chris Martin. I didn't even recognize it.
Right.
So, and let me tell you, like the Italians didn't miss a beat when they were there. You know, when you do the wave at the baseball game, they did it 5 times in a row. Dude, I was a hot mess. It was hot as hell.
Yeah.
But I was like bawling my eyes out. It was so beautiful. 72,000 people going, oh. The stage presence, the commanding. If you ever get the opportunity to see Coldplay, take it.
That's so funny. So did they play any of their like old stuff? Or
Oh, yeah.
was it all, they played everything.
Oh, they played all the hits.
That's so funny.
I Will Fix You. Are you kidding me? Bawling my eyes out. I might cry right now. Like everybody singing I Will Fix You, or whatever the lyrics are, I will try to fix you. And we all had like these bracelets on that lit up. And so they were going in different like tonations. It was absolutely stunning.
I love it.
They gave us these moon goggles.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, you put on these moon goggles and then all the lights have hearts, like 3D hearts around it. The fireworks show, spectacular.
Very crazy. Well, we have 70,000 people in a crowd.
Yeah.
You can do some damage with the way that the show's put up.
And maybe like this is a good segue to like how the European mindset is so much better than our North American mindset here. 72,000 people leaving a stadium that is not built with streets for 72,000 people to be leaving from.
Yeah.
So orderly, no chaos, not one horn honked. Everybody just got it.
Yeah.
You know, we're all in it together. Let's just move. Age and I walked 45 minutes. This is at 1 a.m. before stopping for an incredible plate of carbonara pasta. And this restaurant was packed with people. Like it was just so magical. We got to the point where our feet were killing us. So we hopped on a little electric scooter and we're like ripping it down the main street of Rome. You see like the Parliament building. It was a trip of a lifetime.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the way people get around there is really something.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Like you leave a Blue Jays game here and you're like, am I going to make it?
Yeah.
Am I going to survive this crowd
You
of
get stuck for God knows how long
Yeah.
and frustrations build.
fighting?
Yeah.
And no one get me wrong. Italians drink. Like there was lots of alcohol consumed. Everybody was so respectful. Like it's just so well behaved. Everybody just treated people like humans, which is so refreshing, unfortunately, from what we're used to here. Like, yeah.
Yeah. The frustration levels are high over here. It doesn't take much to set someone off in a wrong direction.
Oh, it's just completely different. I'll get into it and how long it took me to kind of switch out of this mode, because I definitely had a moment where I was like, okay, I need to change the way I live. Like the mindset and the intensity that we have here, truly different in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't realize it until you move away from it. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think it would have this profound of an effect on me. And I, without a doubt, definitely like just refreshingly opened my mind up to a better way of just approaching life.
Yep.
Yeah. But let's get into some listings we got coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Shoot your shot. What do you got?
Okay, so after the long weekend, we got one coming up. 86 Gerrard Street is going to be having one of their, so it's a boutique building, and this is going to be it's a 2-story, 1,500 square foot unit that's coming up.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's a southwest corner views,
Nice.
and it's like, so you got tons of natural light, lots of windows. It's going to be, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And also price point, we're coming in around $650 a square foot.
Okay.
So it's a good situation, and like if you're sick of looking at bowling alley condos or things that just have no elbow room, you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you walk into this
Love
place.
it.
Yeah.
2 levels. So it's equivalent to a house at 1,500 square feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many bedrooms?
So it used to be a 3.
Okay.
Now the secondary bedroom was knocked open to become, so you have 2 massive bedrooms
Nice.
basically. You can pull that wall back up. It's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awaiting somebody's personal touch.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you can make your own, put your own style in it, make it your own.
Yeah.
Love it.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
That's coming the 6th.
That's coming on the 6th.
Awesome. I also have something coming on the 6th.
Let's hear it.
We're bringing back 40 Fern. We had it on the market about 6-8 months ago. But now the home is completely vacant. It's been renovated. It looks incredible.
Amazing.
We have a legal basement apartment. We have a potential for a laneway suite in the back. We have a stunning renovated 2 levels above. So I'm quite excited to bring this back. It's going to be staged. We got Renee on the job this week, and I'm excited.
Love it.
I'm ready to be back and get back into
Back into
the swing of it.
Yep.
Cool. We also have a incredibly big project that we'll probably spend a whole episode talking about that is finally ready or very close to being ready for public viewing.
Yep.
But we'll get into that in another episode. But it's a church. We're going to be selling a church. So that's that. So cool. Transition time. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do we still want to do transition time?
We should.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do one. We'll do a Euro version.
Yeah. Transition time. Fratello. Transition time. Sorella. Transition time. Okay, that's it. That's all we got.
That's pretty good.
That's our Euro transition time. Well, if you haven't figured out by now, I absolutely loved this trip in Europe and everything about it. And again, just want to kind of highlight, this is not like a humble brag episode of we had the trip of our lifetime, although we did. This is more just like sharing how skewed we look at things here in Toronto. So I was alluding to the fact that like I had a moment where I really broke from my Toronto mindset, and it was in Barcelona. Age and I were kind of on the cusp of like, if you look at the equivalent of like maybe Bloor Street. So call south of Bloor a very touristic area, and north you start to get a little bit more suburban. So we were kind of on the cusp of where we stayed there in Barcelona. And one day we decided to just take a long walk down this alley and kind of see where we end up. And we get to the end of this alley and we turn the corner, and Joey, it was like, it brought me back to all good things of our youth. There was this massive public square with 15, 20 kids playing soccer ball.
So funny.
And something about that experience, I was like, I have not seen this in the longest time.
Something as simple as just kids playing soccer.
It's playing soccer. They had no goalies. They put their shoes down as the goalpost, and it shifted me, man.
Love it, actually.
It was just so beautiful. And so that was the first sight I saw. I looked to my right. I see this square full of families and kids.
Yeah.
Some of the girls are practicing rollerblading. They're doing bubbles, making bubbles and all that stuff. And in the center of the square, there's these 2 guys just jamming out to a guitar, and all the families just kind of sitting around enjoying it. You know what I didn't see in that scene? One single phone.
That's such a funny contrast.
Observation.
Yeah.
Not one single phone. No kids on iPads, no parents filming the moment. It was just, this is what we do here.
Yeah. Like the refreshingness that is right now, especially for, like anybody who's listening, I guarantee you we're all trapped in this world of just like living our lives through our phones.
Yeah.
Even in, like you said, you alluded to filming your kids, like even if your kids are not on iPads or whatever, even filming them and then watching other people's kids through that phone. It's just, there's something that gets taken away from that. And I can see that being such a transitional moment of being like, oh, I forgot what this used to be like.
Yeah. Back in the day, I don't know your upbringing and whatnot, but like, you leave your bikes on the front of the lawn. Like it was fine. You just crash your bikes. There'd be 4 or 5 bikes. You go inside, maybe play a little Nintendo, and then you're back out playing street hockey or whatever game. Stickball. Remember stickball?
Stickball? Like the mini sticks? I remember mini sticks.
No, stickball. There was a fence and you had to throw a ball. And if it gets stuck on the fence, do you know?
No, I don't know that one.
Maybe it's just our youth. Stickball. What about red ass?
That one I remember.
Red ass.
Yeah, that was a dangerous one.
Remember that? You get whipped. You have to stand on the wall.
Yeah. And there's usually like one guy in that group that just like could throw.
Has an arm. Yeah. Stickball, red ass. These games I don't think exist in schoolyards. Probably for good reason on... was it red ass? Was it really called red ass?
Yeah. And then you would get a letter anytime you get hit.
REDASS, yeah. Well, there's no red ass in Barcelona, but it was just refreshing to see kind of the lightness of it all.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the moment and kids playing. And we went back to that square that same night. So this is like around 10 in the morning. And we went back for ice cream around 12:31 in the morning. Square is still packed with people and their kids are out with them. And I thought that was such a unique thing. Like here, and I don't have kids, so I'm not judging. Parents are very strict. 9 p.m., kids in bed, fall to a schedule. The kids were with the parents the entire night.
Love it. Yeah.
And I just, something about that was like, okay, I like this. It was the start of the unraveling of the Toronto mindset. And I'll say this, for the first week, especially in Barcelona, I was very stuck on schedules and times and to-do lists and like, no, we need to see these 3 things. I need to take these pictures. This is for Instagram.
Right.
And around this time, it all kind of dissolved. Where I was
Right.
like, what am I actually doing this for? Like, this is an opportunity to take it all in and not get lost in my phone.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it was at that moment I realized we are screwed in our mentality here in North America.
You know, it's so funny that because I noticed that shift even all the way here in Toronto, because for the first little bit, I think the first week we were still touching base about whatever was happening down here, and you would call and you would message in to check in, and you know, and then all of a sudden it was like, it went from like, all right, you're still in, I can tell you're still in work mode. And I was like, you're good. Like, just relax. And slowly it shifted into like, and when I stopped hearing from you, I was like, okay. You felt the shift even here. And you can tell your mindset was still like very, very in that like go, go, go moment.
Yeah. And like, if it's almost like this aggressive and like a very controlling mindset of like, I need to control what happens here and I need to do this. And there's so many experiences there where you're like, this wouldn't pass any code back home. And here it's just a way of life every single day.
Right.
And they just figure it out. They make do. What I found the most was like this constant pressure of North America, or at least our life in the city, of like more. More. I need more. I need this more. Bigger car, more clothes, jewelry, watches, all that crap. There, it's like, this is what we got, and we're going to make the most of it.
Right.
And maybe this shirt's going to last me 15 years. And if it doesn't, I'll stitch it up. I'll make it work.
Right.
It was just a refreshing shift on what's important.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. That feeling of, and also I feel like there's a lot to do with, there's a lot of rules on this side. A lot of rules that you have to follow, and it becomes like somebody will make a mistake or something will happen where it causes an issue, and then since that point a new rule would be set, and you have to follow that rule or you're going to upset a lot of people.
So well said.
And I feel like I don't know what's changed in the last little bit, but down there it's going to be a whole different thing where everyone's just okay. If you break the rule, it's like, are you hurting anybody?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and there's a level of respect that, like, even if you do something that's not, potentially looked on correctly, you're not like crucified as hard as you are here. It's not this level of like, all that. I got lawyers, buddy. You're going down. I never heard the word lawyer in Italy. It was just like, hey, don't do that. Oh, sorry. Okay, no problem. Move on.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, just a completely different structure and system, which is like really refreshing.
Yeah, yeah. And that's it. It took you a week to break free of
A little more?
Sure. Yeah, why not? This is I like this podcast.
You like this?
Yeah. It took you a week to break free from those that feeling, and I mean, it goes to show how much you need more than 1 week of vacation a year.
This was also our longest vacation we've taken.
Right.
We've the longest we've been apart in our professional career, and Age and I have not traveled for this long. Even our honeymoon wasn't this long.
It was shorter. Yeah.
It was shorter, and God bless Coldplay, because that's the reason why we ended up staying as long as we did, because we were trying to catch that concert at the end. And I got to tell you, you're right on. I don't think if you're doing Europe, 1 week's not even enough time to adjust. But if you really want to take a vacation and unwind, I think like 2 to 3 weeks is the sweet spot, which as a comparison to Toronto, most people only get 2 weeks vacation for the entire year.
Right.
Italy has this thing called Ferragosto, where in the middle of August, they shut down. Pretty much for a lot of people, the month of August is a non-working month.
That's so funny.
You just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've alluded to this, like, through all the rough times of COVID, I did enjoy the first month or 2 months where it was really like, there is nothing to do. There is no stores open. And I think I've shared this on the podcast. Like, I would like to see some rendition of it where, like, for 2 weeks we legit shut down. You just enjoy yourself.
Prepare yourself for the 2 weeks upcoming.
Yeah, stock what you need to stock and get out there and just go to the beach, go to hikes, do whatever you want.
Okay, the mentality I was even of the afternoon siestas. That's amazing.
I think I'm built for afternoon siestas because I often get tired in the afternoon.
100%.
And like, there's no better feeling than it being okay to go back to your hotel room to sleep for a couple hours.
Oh, you know what? And I will say this for those who also are pro afternoon siestas. If you crash in the middle of the day, you're usually up with energy for the second half of the day.
Exactly.
You're not like 5 o'clock hits and you're like, okay, I'm done. Like, I am done. You can crash it out and like continue.
You start fresh. Those 2 hours even an hour, it does magic to you.
Yeah.
And this is why they're eating at 10 at night and staying up till 3 in the morning. It's just like you've got that extra jolt to get you through the day. The other component is, as I said, it's like it was 40 plus degrees every day. So you did not want to be out between like 2 and 5 p.m. It was just 3 showers a day was the minimum you had to take there. It was so hot in every part of Europe we went through.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Just incredibly hot.
Ocean.
Oh, we'll get
cool
to
down.
Sicily and the ocean in a second because that was stunning. But I want to take a second to talk about coffee
Okay.
because that was an interesting piece for me. Barcelona coffee, didn't like it. Wasn't really a fan. It was a little more, as Adam calls it, new ages.
It's new age. Yeah.
I call it hipster still. It was very sharp, very bitter. But there was a few Italian spots scattered around, and every Italian coffee we had was quite good. So I was like, okay, this is promising for when we get to the Italian part of the trip. And then we went to Mallorca, and it was just like everything. There was no Italian coffee shops there, and everything was just so bitter. God bless Adam and Kenda because they put together the most comprehensive website wedding guide you've ever seen. Like this thing needs to be published into a magazine. It was so incredible. And the one thing they kept saying in their literature was you got to try a Cortado. Cortado. And to me, I'm a purist. I'm like, this just, it sounds like some Starbucks mocha foca frappuccino BS. Like I'm not doing a Cortado.
Yeah.
Until I was like, let me just win in Spain. You know, just try what they try. My God, was it ever good?
What is it?
Cortado literally translates to cut. So it's to cut the bitterness of the coffee.
Okay.
And so the bitterness was by design because everybody drinks Cortados there. So if you had a more of a smoother chocolatey Italian flavor, it wouldn't really have the same effect. But when you have the bitterness, you put 50% frothed milk and 50% espresso, the best mix.
Oh, interesting.
So good.
Interesting.
It became like a daily ritual. Like if I'm not starting with a Cortado, my day's not starting. So shout out to Cortados. If you ever have the opportunity to try one, I am now a Cortado fan. Cortado. To cut.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that. Like I remembered Carapainha.
Carapainha.
Remember this. Yeah.
Cortado. When you make it to Europe, I'm gonna set you up with a proper list, but definitely, keep that in mind because that was a fantastic treat and something we're gonna try to replicate it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, try to make some Cortados here. So maybe next episode I'll make you one.
Well, okay.
If I perfect it, I'll make you one.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep you in Europe mode for a little bit longer.
I'm never leaving this. I'm never leaving Euro mode. I'm telling you, it was a big group of us, all city folk, and you can tell by like the second week how we all just kind of got very comfortable with the European way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Walking everywhere. There was cabs. Uber wasn't really that big of a thing there.
Right.
They had Uber in Barcelona, but it wasn't really, nobody
uses it.
Oh yeah. You couldn't connect. Like 30 minutes. There were no Ubers would pick you up.
That's so funny. Yeah. So when we first got together for the yesterday.
Yeah.
That was it. The very first thing we did, we got together, we talked whatever we needed to talk about. And then it was like, all right, cool. Let's go for a walk.
We went for a walk.
Yeah.
And how good was it?
That was fantastic.
Right?
Yeah. And you're getting like vitamin D. Yeah. You're moving the body. I'm on board for it. And actually, something that like, I don't know why it's not talked. Maybe it is talked about enough, but like when you're walking, you actually absorb so much more information. Your brain is so much more connected. It's almost like you need to put your brain in autopilot on something easy, like usually like driving or something like that. And your brain just connects and understands what you're talking about in so much more detail than if you were just parked and like talking.
Well, we were sitting here in the office and it was fine, but it wasn't, I don't know. I enjoyed walking. We probably had a more intense business talk walking than we did here in the office.
Yeah.
But it felt much more digestible where it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do here. Let's just rock and roll with it. Right.
Yeah. And it all felt good too. You're like,
you're out in nature. You're seeing it all. And shout out that path, the Beltline path.
Beltline path.
Yeah.
That was great.
I am convinced that is the friendliest, happiest 2.5 kilometer strip in Toronto.
We had the amount of people that came by us that were just like, excuse me, sorry, I'm on your right. And like biking through.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
Like so polite. I'm telling you. Any other part of Toronto?
No, it's the ringers ding, just going off.
Yeah. Getting kicked off that strip. If you're ever up in the Dufferin Eglinton area, you could access the Beltline from Marley and from Caledonia. And that strip in specific, I don't know what it is about it. Everybody says hi. The Italians are doing the rosaries. They're like, everyone's friendly. I just absolutely love that strip. And in the theme of good news or good feelings, definitely go experience the Beltline Trail.
Yeah. I agree with that. I support that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, well, there'll be more talks on that trail.
Yeah,
yeah,
I like
it's
that.
just so much easier.
It is, and you know what? You have to enjoy the sun while it's actually here.
Sun, yeah. That's probably a good segue into what my arch nemesis was. Me being a very pale and pasty.
You look tan. You don't look burnt.
Yeah, I'm tan. Well, I had my days.
Do you feel burnt? Yeah.
No, I'm good. But there were some days where like my belly burnt.
Just straight red.
My belly. I don't know what it is about this thing. Everything else was like nice and crisp. And even Age said my belly just red. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Hot as hell. It was. So Sicily was our third stop after the wedding in Mallorca.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think. I think I'm done with all my Mallorca talks. Yeah, I am. I'm done. Mallorca was beautiful. Highly suggest it. Calapi, this really nice beach in a valley, stunning to get to. Very hard to get home because I don't know if you saw on Instagram, but there's like revolts against tourists in Spain. Yeah. We just missed them. They were water spraying people with water guns saying, "Go home, touristi."
Really?
I'm like, really? Because I just paid $120 for rice. I think you might want us to keep doing it. Like, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. We went to this really cool beach called Calapi, and no cabs would take us home.
There any reason for it?
Apparently, because
too far?
they're sick of tourists going.
Oh, get out of here! That was the reason.
I mean, that's what was kind of between the lines told to us. It took us 2 hours. Uber, nothing. Once we finally paid a hotelier a $50 deposit to ensure we wouldn't run. And I'm like, run? We're in the middle of nowhere. Where are we running to? A cab finally came and picked us up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. With stipulation too.
Yeah, there was anyways, but Mallorca was beautiful in itself. Just if you do head out to Calapi, make sure you have a driver or rent a car or something, because it's
you can get stranded.
It was quite the experience, yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, poor us. We're stuck in a gorgeous beach with very affordable foods around us and beers for €2. Like, we'll be all right. We'll be fine. So context is always important when you're in these places. But so we went to Sicily after Mallorca. First time in Sicily.
Okay.
We stayed at a place called San Vito Lo Capo.
Okay.
That's just a sick name. As soon as I heard the name of the place, I didn't even research it. I'm like, I think I'm sold. Yeah. San Vito Lo Capo. How do you not want to stay at a place like that? But we did do our research, and it is ranked the best beach in all of Europe.
In all of Europe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I stand behind that.
Yeah.
It was stunning.
Okay, what makes it? Is it just the cleanliness and the blue waters?
White sand beach. Mm-hmm. Nice, deep, long white sand beach. Both depth and width was really good.
Yeah.
Water was literally bath water.
Right.
You could walk out for 100 feet and it's at your knees.
Your shins? Yeah. Okay.
White sand, clean. Even like the beach, clean. There's no throwing plastic cups and all that smoking. Everybody has their little ashtrays.
People respect it.
Respectful.
Yeah.
So respectful. So clean. What I liked most about San Vito is it's a beach town. So they had like a good 2 kilometers for pedestrians.
Yeah.
No cars. And so at night it's all lit up. It's like a small town feel. All the restaurants are open. The food was out of this world.
Oh, amazing.
We went to a place called Carbonella. I think we went there 3 times. It was so good.
Yeah.
Carbonara was the best I had. We had this ceviche, this shrimp, like the orange side of a shrimp.
Yeah.
They would skin just that on a plate. So you have like a very thin layer of shrimp with a nice ball of burrata cheese. My dad, I sent him a picture. He nicknamed it the beached whale, which was actually wildly creative of him and like so accurate. But just, I've never had a shrimp ceviche like that. And it was out of this world.
No, I have not.
So good.
I love that to bring it back to the beach specifically. Yeah. I want to contrast it.
Please.
To some beach, some Toronto or some Ontario beach news. Did you hear about the
pooping?
Yeah.
Pooping on the beach?
The Wasaga?
Sure. It came up on my timeline.
You're talking white sand beaches. You're talking bathwater, blue, crystal blue. And over here we got news to say there was a handful of people
pooping on the beach.
Pooping and burying
their poop. Please don't poop on the beaches. That's our PSA for the week. So oddly enough, they did have washrooms there, but you had to pay €1 if you were a man and €2 if you're a woman to use the washroom.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. You had to pay for it? Interesting.
Wasn't really a fan of that. There was even like showers. Like if you wanted to clean your feet off after that, you had to pay like €2 to run the shower.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was a little I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Difference of opinion. I thought that was a little bit odd, but whatever.
Does it weed anything out? I guess maybe just like
No.
people wasting the use after they pay. I don't know.
Well, here's the wild contrast, and I'll get into Rome towards the end of it, but Rome has water fountains every 2 city blocks, gushing of water.
Right.
Whereas in this part of Sicily, you had to pay for it all. Whatever. It is what it is. It's a small price to pay for the piece of heaven you experience.
Right.
Water was incredible, super safe. You can walk out, like I said, 100 yards. And what's odd is they have buoys in the water where you don't cross. The second you cross the buoy, it's like ice water.
Really?
Yeah, I think it goes deep at that point, so it gets really.
You get the cool it stops where the beach where the like shallow goes.
Yeah, where it goes deep.
Yeah.
Are you into Indiana Jones at all?
Am I into Indiana Jones?
Have you watched the new one?
No.
No, me neither. But apparently, there's a lighthouse scene that's filmed at
that beach. Ah, very cool.
Yeah, there's this famous lighthouse that's there. Oh, other really cool Sicily thing. They have these little squares, very small squares, but not for people, for cats. They have these little cat houses. Roger would be a superstar there.
It's squares, like houses, like little tiny houses.
No. So a small parcel of land, like a park we have here where kids play in.
Yeah.
Except there's no slides or anything. There's just a couple benches and 4 or 5 cat houses. Yeah. And they were so well behaved. These
For like
cats.
stray cats?
Yeah.
That's so
A
funny.
nice little community for the cats to go to. Roger would love it.
Spoiled. He'd
Love
be
it.
spoiled.
Yeah. So there's like 4 or 5 of these things spread out. And it was so cool. Yeah.
All right. New trip. Roger's coming to Italy.
San Vito Roger.
Yeah.
So that place is about an hour and a half west of Palermo Airport.
Yep.
And just when you first land, so White Lotus season 2 was filmed in Sicily.
Okay.
We didn't go to that place because it's $4,500 a night to stay there.
Yeah.
And $50 for an Aperol Spritz to take your picture. So that wasn't in the budget.
Yep.
It was Coldplay or a photo, and she chose correctly. So, but San Vito del Capo, you land in Palermo, and there's something about this island. It's like when I went to Bali, I told you it had this like mystical vibe to it.
Yeah.
Similar feel in Sicily.
Okay.
You land, and there's these massive mountains, hills. I would call them more mountains. Right when you land, like you literally walk off the plane, and you're in front of these gorgeous mountains.
Interesting.
Yeah. And we rented a car there, and for the first time in my traveling history, I didn't get an international license because every time I do, they look at me like, "Why'd you get this?" They don't care. Well, lo and behold, they care. Yeah. So we go to rent a car, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm here for my car rental." It's, "Oh, international license," and I was like,
Everyone's asking you.
"I'm like, now you guys care about this stuff?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." I go, "So what if I don't have it?" He's like, "Well, maybe you get stopped." I go, "Okay, and maybe I get stopped, and then what?" Maybe you go to jail for 3 months. I'm like, maybe I give him a little bit of money and say it's okay. He goes, maybe it's okay then. And I was like, not condoning bribery, but I was like, okay, well, it's not the worst thing. So he pulls out a little Microsoft Word document that he had prepared that I waived my international insurance thing. And I'm like, and that's it? He's like, what else do you want? Like, yeah, that's it. Go. So then I go to pick up the car and I'm like, oh, do you want to check it and make sure there's no scratch? No, it's fine. Go, have fun, enjoy holiday. Luckily, I checked. There was a massive gash on the bottom. And I'm like, yeah. It's in the system. I'm like, North American mindset. Can I see the system? Can you sure? Okay, fine. Just go. Don't worry. So I took a picture. And when I came back, I was like very curious what the vibe would be. Where's the car? There? Hey, go. It's okay. You don't want to check it? You fill it up with gas? Yeah. You have a receipt? Go. It's okay. That's it. Like so easy. Like whereas here it's like blood type, place of birth, like all these. I get the system is necessary, but like way over the top.
Just to
rent a car.
That's so relaxed. Even then, like if I'm renting anything, I'm filming every last thing in that before I take it off the lot.
They just were like, look, it's just. Don't crash it, all right? Just bring it back in one piece and we're good. So the drive is spectacular. It's about an hour and a half drive to San Vito. You're going in between valleys, mountains. There is even a quarry where they hone marble, where they get marble from the hilltops. So you see like the mountain being cut. It's spectacular.
Amazing.
Like views like that will just forever stay with me. We did a beautiful nature hike in this place called the Zingaro or Zingaru, depending how you pronounce it. 7-kilometer hike on clay.
Ooh.
No shade. When I say sweating, But every kilometer and a half, you reach a little cove with like the most turquoise, bluish, beautiful waters you've seen.
You get to take a. You do,
Oh yeah,
yeah. You
Just
jump it in,
run right in.
immediately.
Fish galore.
Really?
Schools of fish at your feet running through. Again, super clean, no trash. Like there's no vendors in there. There's nowhere to buy anything. It's just
amazing.
What you bring, you eat, and then they're very enforceful of like take your garbage with you.
Right.
And I saw no plastic on the trail, no cigarette butts, like just pristine.
Clean. Yeah.
Yeah. There's respect, you know?
I love that. Yeah.
It's incredible. So we did San Vito for 5 days, I think it was. That was a really good, that was another moment where I was just like, it's all fine. Like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because I had anxiety of like leaving business behind, you know, making sure you're supported while I'm away. And like, you have clients that you want to take care of.
Yeah.
But it was just like, it's fine.
How many, so this is, San Vito was how many days in, I guess, at this point?
This was about 10 days in.
10 days in. So now you're shutting off. Officially, you're getting to that. Now you're getting to that point.
Barcelona was like, okay, you got a wrong way of thinking. There's a better way of thinking. San Vito was trust that feeling.
Yeah.
Trust it. And this vacation's going to be a lot better if you're just okay with it. And like, you know, the place we stayed was very, not, how do I put this? The hotel we stayed in wasn't nothing glamorous at all.
Right.
Like it had coil springs jamming into you at night.
Yeah.
It had literal salt water in the shower.
Yeah.
Right. And I was a little bit upset at that. And Age calmed me down and she says, look, we're together. We're going to make this work. Like it's not the end of the world. We're still in a very beautiful place. And it was brought me back down to earth of like, there's bigger things to worry about than maybe your mattress isn't as comfortable as you'd like it to be.
Right.
You're going to be fine. Yeah, I think the salt water was a big thing because I was like, how are we even going to shower with, you know, but we made do and it was fine. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's 5 daes with your wife. Like just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's the mentality of just like, it's relax, like just let it go. It's all, not everything needs to be a fight about.
And this is kind of, I think, the big overarching realization that I had from all this, because everywhere we're going, I always pay attention to the type of ads that are being shown, the commercials, the general point of conversation. And, you know, here, we can't go 5 feet without someone bringing up real estate, RSPs, retirement, like a heavy emphasis on that stuff, on what's going to happen when we reach that point. Well, the Europeans got it right. We'll worry about that when we get there.
Right.
Let's enjoy now first. And maybe we don't have, you know, $750,000 in our RSP to take us to the end, but we live with our kids for a bit.
Right.
We eat simple. We live a easy life. We don't care about these materialistic things that I think we have so much emphasis on here.
Yeah, that's very true.
And the big thing is like, I don't know your friend circle, but what I'm noticing with so many people, at least at our age in my society, is this emphasis on health and well-being. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be healthy. I think we all strive for that, but it's almost done to an extreme point of like,
it's so funny that you're saying this because it's become, okay, this area has become really saturated in general.
right?
Yeah. And you know, I guess the ineffective what is the North American way, which is I'm going to do health and wellness better than anyone.
Better than anyone for an hour a day, but 23 hours a day, I'm going to live it in the most stressful, terrible food, diet, lifestyle way. That 1 hour, that's going to fix all my mistakes for the day.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It never will. I love my ice baths. I don't care how many ice baths I take.
Yeah.
If I'm living a stressful life, I'm going to be stressed.
Yep.
That is the meat and potatoes, bringing it back.
There you go.
Of the problems that we have here.
Yeah.
And there was like, they had spas and they had the ice baths. Actually, there was a lot of ice baths in Rome, but it wasn't emphasized that like, you need this to be better.
This is health and wellness. You need this hour a day in order for you to like live the next.
It wasn't like that. They were just living a life of relative calmness and making do with what they have. Whereas here it's this constant, you need to meditate better. You need to yoga better. You should be the best yogi. Like that's missing the point.
Yeah.
You know?
That's actually so funny that you put that into light because it's true. We've become obsessed with that like, this has become a thing and a moneymaker. So it's even more pushed to be like, you need to be doing this.
Yeah. And this is not criticism. I commit this crime daily
We all do,
you know,
yeah. It's such a part of it. And if you're not doing it, then you're doing, so and then it adds stress because you're like, oh, I didn't get a chance to do my ice bath this week.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to the gym and you're just adding more stress into the system.
That is what we're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
And whereas there, it's just like, it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
The pace of life is, I think, the main ingredient that gives them this longevity. Like in Sardinia, they're centurions. They live over 100 years. They have the highest population of it. Yeah, it's a very slow pace of life. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I think like this constant instant gratification, instant communication, instant like, I need you today, now, is so backwards because it's just not humanly possible. We all have things that we got to do in life. Whereas in Italy, it's like, we'll figure it out.
So you were telling me on our walk yesterday about the story of the house builder.
Yeah.
You have to share that.
Yeah, Jay told me this story. So Jay was he was in a small town just outside of Napoli visiting Jay and Christina's family.
Yeah,
and this was I think probably one of his first times in small town Italy, and I really got the vibe that he very much enjoyed it. And he was asking one of the family about this beautiful house that they have, and he says, "Well, I like this. I want to do this. How do I get a mortgage?" She said, "Well, mortgages exist, but they're not really something we take on here." And she said, this house took 10 years to build. And it wasn't from lack of trying. It was, well, when we have money to excavate, we'll excavate. When we have money for windows, we'll do windows. When we have money for roof, we'll do roof. So yes, it took 10 years, which I'm not at that piece of life where I could wait 10 years for a shelter to be built. But they have a paid off house that they can enjoy for hundreds of years to come.
Yeah.
And the dynamic there is very much, I'm speaking in my town where my nonna's from, my cousins will, 3 generations will live in one house.
Right.
So there's a different respect of family there. Whereas here it's like, how quickly can I get the hell out?
Right.
I need 5,000 square feet for me and my wife. 5,000 square feet, that's the whole village. Yeah. And they're very happy to be living in 5,000 square feet. Whereas it's just this different sense of we need more and more. And what I always come back to, I need more and more of less and less. Right? Kind of puts it on flips it on its paradigm. But it's just like, it's so true. I need more and more of less and less. Like, just give me the simple things.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of wine, some simple food. We're good.
Yeah, I do. I like that sentiment.
Yeah.
And it's simplicity. You get lost in all this like when you're constantly stressed with all these things and then you add in things like, you're scrolling through Instagram and being told how to deal with things, what you should be doing on a daily basis, what's making you not do it well. And yeah, when you start having those moments of breaking away from that, I mean, like, I thank God that we were born when we were born and we got to experience life before and life after, because anybody who's only going into this knowing what it is about now, I can only imagine the amount of stress that's like, they don't remember that time where like they took in information and then they got to just sit bored and process the information, as opposed to like distract and move and stress and think and like, why am I not being better? That's one piece of the North American culture that's really a hard pill to swallow, which is this idea that you have to be, you're constantly putting yourself down when you're going through other people and like living that lens of like that 3 seconds of like, oh, here's how great my life is in this 3 second span. And you're seeing 100 people do that. And then you're sitting there being like, I'm not good. I'm bad at this. I don't meditate enough. Like these things that are supposed to be like, like good for your brain and just good for your overall health. But I think we saw that side beforehand, because I think we're the ones who are trying to pull back. Like there's movements of trying not to have your cell phone on as much. There's apps that are built that are saying lock you out after X amount of hours. Yeah. We're acknowledging the fact that this is unhealthy and we're still doing it. And I think it's a matter of like, it's a nice eye opener to see kids playing soccer with shoes on the ground and are happy doing it, and parents just like enjoying a conversation with the person that they're watching their kids with, or those are things we don't see as often anymore. Yeah. It's nice. It's refreshing whenever you get to see and experience that.
Totally. Just such a simple change, but the thing is, everyone's got to be in it together, because it's going to be incredibly hard. Like this Euro mindset that I have will probably wear off in a couple of weeks once the daily grind of everything's back. In fact, the second I came to Pearson, I felt my shoulders just
start tensing up again.
The second I got off that plane, literally going through customs, I was like, oh God, there's those pains back, right? So,
yeah. Well, don't get out of it yet, because we still need to try oh my God, Catarino,
no.
Cortado.
Catarina is something. I don't know what you're trying. Cortados. Yeah, we definitely got to try Cortados. Actually, maybe I'll just kind of wrap it up with Rome, because that's where we ended it. I will say this. Look, you need to see Rome once. Once is the first eye opener because you're just in front of this history and Marky it was his first time in Rome. And it was really, I enjoyed seeing his experience of Rome. A guy who's doesn't really talk much about like historical things or that I never really thought would care about those things. Kid in a candy shop. Every corner we turn, he's like, whoa, what are we? I'm in front of like 2,000 years of architecture at my feet. Like, this is incredible. But once you've seen it, the allure is kind of, you very quickly, okay, I know what this is. I've seen it.
Right.
But I will say this, going back, this is my 6th time in Rome. I still feel the magic, man.
Right.
You still go in there like, this is something.
It's cool to experience. And like, yeah, we realize how young Toronto and Ontario and Canada is.
Yeah.
It's so young. When you see architecture in other places, in Europe specifically, how old some of that stuff is, then you're realizing what has happened over the years. And you're just like having that moment of like, this is old. And then you're like, oh my God, like all that history is right here. Yeah.
And still standing. You look at some of these condos, 10 years old, you're like, oof. 10 years.
Let's see what happens.
I mean, the Romans, they are the ones who popularized and really used concrete. They started with the ability to form concrete in water.
Right.
That was such a massive advancement with the aqueducts and everything. Anyhow, they perfected that. And that's why these places stand 2,000 plus years. And here you're like, how's this house already sagging? Like,
I wonder what the condo fees would be like at the Coliseum.
Oof, that's a scary number to compute. But we were talking like, what would the cost be to rent out the Coliseum for a wedding?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't know. There's this crazy wedding happening in India at the moment. Are you into it? Yeah.
No.
It's a $600 million wedding. It's been going on for like 3 months.
Oh my God.
John Cena's there. The Kardashians are there.
John Cena's there?
John Cena's there.
How can you tell?
Good one. I like what you did there. This wedding, they rented out the village of Portofino, which is like a very magical Italian place, and had Bocelli perform there for their guests.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They rented out a cruise ship for everyone. It's insane. I'm running
It's $6 million.
600.
Sorry, $600 million.
Yes.
Is
for just the wedding. Like perspective.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's an eye opener when you hear stuff like that.
Yeah. But taking it back to Rome, definitely something magical. And like the beauty of it is everywhere you go, there's water fountains on every 2 streets. Every city block, there's a water fountain. So you just take your water bottle, fill it up.
I love it. Yeah.
When we went to Stadio Olimpico to watch the Coldplay concert, the food stands are like nothing we have here. We have our sausages, Italian, Polish, and
The ones filled with cheese.
And the ones filled with cheese, the premium. Dude, there you can get 5 different variations of Aperol spritzes.
Yeah.
You can get Baresi sausage. You can get 17 different sandwiches. You can get a salad. You can get a pasta bowl, like from the street vendor.
Yeah.
And then you go inside, and this is the really eye-opening thing for me. The concession stands were actually cheaper inside than they were outside.
Oh, really?
Yep. A beer was €6.
What was the contrast between inside and out?
Like €9 outside.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a
you
significant
had more
discount.
options outside, but inside still cheaper.
That's funny.
And then like the guys that go up and down the aisle selling food, it's not cotton candy, chocolate bars, it's Crispers. Crispers or ham and cheese sandwiches. A bucket of sandwiches. You want a sandwich? So you don't have the craving for a sandwich. Like I actually kind of do want a sandwich.
Funny. I was just at I was at the AC. Oh, I went to wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually went to wrestling. It was amazing. We had floor seats.
Okay.
On the Sunday. It was
Right
like
on.
way cheaper than the other nights of the week. And we ended up in 3 different floor seats around the ring. So we had like almost every angle of the ring. But you were speaking about this, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because I remember getting my popcorn. I went out in the thing and I got popcorn and a beer. And I remember it was like, excuse me?
$25.
$29. It was like $30.
Was there a tip?
They asked me for one.
So best part of Europe? There's no tipping.
No tipping.
No tipping. And the service, a gazillion times better than anything I've received here. And I'm like, I don't get the motivation. They're not getting a tip. Like I would tip them, but they're not expecting a tip. They're just happy to do their job.
It's so funny.
Wrestling though, I do want to hear about this.
Oh, wrestling was fantastic.
Highlight?
So it was an amateur night.
Okay.
So it was like nobody I knew was in it, but oh my God, it was worth it. Highlight was I don't know. It was all good. I didn't know anybody, so there wasn't a big.
Was there like a ladder match? Was there like
No. It was pretty simple, which is why the tickets were the price that they ended up being. But no. It was good. The girls were. They really put an emphasis on the girls these days.
Nice.
And I will say they were fantastic.
Good.
Yeah. Honestly, it was like I love watching wrestling. I could watch it all day.
Some people like golfing. Some people like wrestling.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I support it.
Athleticism, man, at its finest.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I've covered all the highlights. I hope I was able to kind of distill that there is a better way of living, that we are way too serious and have way too many legalities here than necessary, and that just enjoy what you got. Yeah, don't you don't need to chase it all. Just
This is Mark in Euro mode.
Euro Mark.
Yeah.
We're going fishing next week.
Yeah, we are.
We're going salmon fishing with Captain Tal. So get ready for that. We'll have some stories from the ocean, from the lake. I'm still stuck in ocean.
You're still Euro Mark.
Yeah, Euro Mark is still here. Any shout outs?
Sebastian Samwagito for the probably 100th to 200th time. Shout out Sebastian.
He's our most shouted out. Yeah,
I think so.
And most deserving.
Yeah,
food's incredible.
Yeah,
he's incredible.
100%. I'll still do it.
Yeah.
This is not the last shout out.
No, not the last dance with Sebastian.
Yeah.
I want to shout out. Adam and Kenda for truly bringing together. I didn't talk too much about the wedding because I don't, privacy reasons. I don't want to share it. But with the most beautiful, like it was the most extravagant wedding I've attended. The food was absolutely off the chain.
Yeah.
But this is what made it. And this is the key ingredient to any good time that ties nicely with this whole Europe theme, the people. The people at this place were so loving. We didn't know each other. It was all strangers. 180 people I think they had.
Oh, wow.
It's a big wedding.
Yeah.
And just the flow and the level of love between everyone to just enjoy each other and dance and have laughs. It was incredible.
Amazing. To get 180 people out to Europe is really impressive.
People like him.
Yeah.
People like Adam and Kenda.
Yeah.
They're well liked, and they really threw on one hell of a wedding, top to bottom.
All right, I got an invite.
Oh, you did. You did. The church was built in 1500. Took 100 years to build.
Wow.
It was just that in itself. I was like, how are we here?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So shout out to Adam and Kenda. You guys did an incredible job. I'm ready for another party. If you want to have a home party, I'm coming. Joey's coming.
I'm in.
We're all in. We're all in. I want to shout out the crew, the Mallorca crew, all of us who went out there. It was a great time. Marky, Jay, Christina, Rob, and Adriana S. She was the best travel partner. Really planned everything out for us and made it incredibly easy and smooth. And just all the people, man.
Love it.
Yeah. And Coldplay. I want to shout out Coldplay.
Shout out Coldplay gets one.
Shout out in specific Coldplay.
Shout out Euromark for bringing this beautiful limoncello bottle straight from duty free.
Now I'm going to let you keep it if you could tell me the name of the drink that we're going to have when we get coffee. And if you don't get it, I take it back. Halfway there. Keep going. Yeah?
Cortafi.
Confidence. No, not Cortado. Cortado. All right, you win. You can keep your beautiful boot of limoncello.
Beautiful.
So you got to freeze this. You got to put it in the freezer, serve it, chilled.
Done.
Yeah, don't have it warm.
Love it.
Yeah, so enjoy your boot.
Amazing. Thank you.
Glad to be back. We're going to have some good episodes for the next 10. Get us to episode 70.
Yep.
And tune in for more.
Yep.
All right. Ciao tutti.
Ciao. Hola.
Hola. You'd love Spain. There's lots of holas in Spain.
All day long. Yeah, all day long. I wouldn't stop.
Enjoy.
Thanks for listening to the Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast. You could find more information on how we work over at torontolivings.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter to get price reports from over 150 different neighborhoods in the city each and every month.
If you got any value, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, thanks for listening.